Hey everybody, Jeremy here from Shade Tree Vintage Auto and DD Auto and Salvage. And today I'm going to show you why the 69 Road Runner Convertible will not be restored. So like I said, this is a 1969 Road Runner Convertible, and it is a real Road Runner Convertible designated by the RM27, and then it's a H9G. So that's Road Runner Convertible 38369. This car, it's been inside for roughly 30 to 35 years, but there is some cancer. You can see like up in right here, this area on both sides. And these parts are basically irreplaceable, so it's gonna have to be built. Then you've got problems down here, you know, just normal rust. This quarter panel obviously is, you know, MIA, so that's all gonna have to be replaced by somebody if it's ever, you know, when it's done. This channel here, this is all convertible specific stuff, so it's all gonna have to be fixed. You can't replace any of it. Kind of one thing to also note, being a convertible, the top of the wheelhouses are completely different than a hard top. You've got all sorts of different framework on both sides, all the door panels, the rear seat, basically everything from here, from the door seam back, is actually different than on a hard top. Really, it's not terrible as far as the car goes. There's a lot of work that definitely needs to be done. Like I said, this car is not going to be restored. Keep that in mind. But it's missing some things. Luckily, we do have that satellite parts car from New York that is extremely rusty. It's a 69 convertible, but it has all this trim. It has the door panels in the back, or the rear quarter inside panels and whatnot. This car, like I said, it's original 383 car. The numbers matching engine and transmission is gone, and it currently has a froze up 440 in it. It's a nothing special 440. It does have HP manifolds, so they're probably the original ones for the car. Something kind of cool about this car, especially being a Road Runner, is it is a console car, kind of buried underneath the bumper there. It's obviously got the wrong seats in it, but we have a set of the correct buckets. It was an AC car, which is pretty cool. It does have the fender tag. It was a terrible color. It was that Y4 with black interior, which, I mean, it would be okay, but definitely not a desirable color by any means. The car, four-wheel drum brakes. Nothing really special anywhere with the drivetrain. Very dated, all of that. So where I was going with this car is not going to be restored is because it's not numbers matching and it's not a good color. You may as well build this car to what you want. It's been in the family for a long time, like I said, 35 years, and it's time to build the car. And instead of building it back to the specs of the fender tag, since it's not numbers matching, may as well modernize it, right? So what you can do is pick up something like this. This here is a Challenger SRT8 392 with a manual transmission. You can pick something up like this at auction for less than $10,000. You've got the Hemi, you've got all the good stuff. You got a lot of suspension parts that you can use. Air conditioning, yes, there's a lot of conversion that has to be done, but you're gonna have such a better car when you're done. All the amenities, you know, air conditioning's already all there. You just have to convert it so that it will fit the Road Runner. You've got these brakes that I believe they sell kits for, so you can put the bigger brakes on that car. Obviously you have to modify your suspension, which that's all going to be done. It's going to have all sorts of good stuff underneath, and we'll get into that when the build actually starts. It's getting sent somewhere. It's going to have some stuff done, all the metal work. Then we'll get it back and start all the conversion process. But when you can pick something like that literally fires up and runs for less than $10,000, and you've got all of that horsepower, where you can't hardly have a good 383 or 440 built anymore. I mean, you're going to spend $2,000 on a set of heads. You're going to have all the machine work that you have to wait for. And a lot of these machine shops are literally a year or more out. Why not convert to all that stuff? They sell all sorts of wiring harnesses and suspension. I believe QA1 has a whole K-frame and front drop where you can just basically have everything ready to bolt into the Road Runner. So you've got coil-over shocks instead of torsion bars, so there's all sorts of room. They have all the stuff for the back, and I think that's what we're looking into, that we may go with to put this back on the road, is all of that QA1 stuff. Not 100% certain yet, but you'll have to stay tuned and watch for all of that. The other thing is like I mentioned, it's not a good color. There's not a lot of curb appeal, I guess. And so the plan right now is it's going to go the Omaha orange, which K2, I believe, is the paint code. Early on, I think it was 99, with the black top and the black hood stripe, and probably a white interior, just because convertibles with the top down, the black is a lot hotter than white. It'll still have air conditioning. It's going to have 4-wheel disc brakes. I mean, it's going to be a beautiful running, driving, way quicker, way better handling than it ever could have dreamt when it was new. Plus, if you look at the auction trends, the modern auction trends, you watch Hemi cars, and I'm talking real like J code or R code Hemi cars go through the auction. And then you see the resto mod cars that are done correctly. And that's the key word. They have to be done correctly, not just thrown together. The resto mod cars with the modern drivetrains and all the modern amenities are actually going for as much or more than real Hemi cars are. Now this car is not being built to be sold. It's not going anywhere. It's staying in the family. But at that point, if you could build a car like this with all of that stuff and sell it for more than a real Hemi car, you could actually make profit building these cars. Again, you have to put a lot of money into them and you have to build them right, but it's possible. And we have another project that's going to be built soon. It's already in line. We're gathering up a bunch of parts, and I can't tell you what it is just yet, but it's going to be crazy. And it's going to be using modern drivetrain on a vintage body. Again, I'm not telling you what it is, but let's just say when it comes up, you guys are all going to love it. And I'll announce it probably pretty soon. There's a few more things I want to do, and then I'll announce that project, but it's going to be a couple years out. But anyway, this car's going down to a body shop here soon, or somebody's going to do the body work on it. And then as soon as it's done, hopefully we'll get it back by the 1st of August with all the metal work done. And then we can start all the suspension and chassis work. And we're still looking for a donor for this one, because that is going to be a donor for another car that you're going to see on another channel. And I wish I could tell you who it was, but not today. I will tell you who it is later, and I'm sure he'll announce it as soon as he gets it. But it's going to be wild. Like that build, that donor car is going to something crazy that you guys are all going to love. And I'll tell you who and what it is in another video, so you can go check him out as well. But anyway, thanks for watching, and hope you guys, all you purists, don't hate us for basically building what we want. You know, I mean, it's not numbers matching, so it doesn't matter. It's not a good color, so why not, right? Anyway, thanks again for watching, and stay tuned for way more updates on that, more updates on that, more updates on everything else around here, because there's a lot of cool stuff that's starting to go on this summer. Like I've been telling you, is a lot of really cool things planned, and we're going to get to them all here soon. Oh, by the way, the GTX, which is over there, actually sold for $1,200, and I'm pretty pleased. It's going to go get built. So for you purists, there's some good news. It's that 74 GTX way over in the corner. That's actually going to get built. Anyway, have a good day.